looking righteous in the tight dress. I think I might just hit her with a little Biggie 101, how to tote a gun and have fun with Jamaican rum conversation. Blunts in rotation, my man Big Jock got the Glock in his waist and we're smoking, drinking, got the hooker thinking. If money smell bad, then this nigga Big is stinking. Is it my charm? I got the hookers eating.
Okay, so I had a little bit of a mini disaster when I was trying to drain my oil. I probably should have just done it on the fucking kickstand, but I already had it on the center stand, and, well, as you can see, it spilled a little bit too much. I caught most of it in the drip pan, but I guess I'm going to have to weigh out how much oil goes in there again. I took off the side covers, and, damn, they did a good job of installing that battery. I don't know what the hell they put on it. That must be some weird looking red dielectric grease, and I don't know what kind of ground that is. It goes to somewhere else. The last I remember, that was the ground side. And the left side, or the right side cover, has a nice looking heat shield in it. I don't even know if I saw pictures of ones online that were for sale that had that on it. And this has a nice looking piece of heat shield shit on it. And man, that exhaust is, I'll probably be able to sell it if somebody wants a really good looking one. I'll tell them how new it was. So slowly working on it. Just I feel like, yeah, I know that I gotta drain the oil out of it, because otherwise the doohickey might come out. Maybe I don't have to drain the oil, I don't know, and I just wasted my fucking time. But next thing to go is boop boop boop, start fucking going at it. Yep. So I'm laughing because I'm pulling this thing apart with the idea that it's a bike that's never ever been molested or opened, if anything, just to maybe put a new battery in it. But I had this hose right here. Okay, there's a little piece of rubber on there, and it looks like it fell off the bottom. That's kind of nice, they protected it. This tank has something that connects to a little ditty right here on the seat, and I thought that was kind of cute. And of course the seat had these nice washers on it that were missing on my buddy's bike that, you know, stopped it from crushing the plastic. I learned this thing today stops shit from coming in and getting into the hole, even though it could totally just jump right in through there. But this is the overflow, I believe, on the carburetor. I think it's the overflow. It's the thing right there. Or it's whatever maybe the carburetor uses to let off back pressure or something like that. But I was always running it down, and here I see it perfectly set right into there. So let it be known, that's something that's probably correctly stock on bikes than you don't realize. And this one is kind of nice because it's got totally extra fuses just kind of hanging out in here. Nice. And I'm going to look and see if in here, if it's got, down there on the other side, there was still like a glass fuse on my buddy's bike that pretty much ran like the whole fucking thing. And I didn't see any other kind of fuses. I don't know what kind this is. They might be glass fuses, or they hopefully aren't, because it was made in fucking 2009, so they shouldn't be glass fuses. And so from here I'm gonna go and I took off the protector, I'll take off the chain guard and the sprocket cover or whatever, and just start ripping into the fucking doohickey, because I can get that done in like one night if I keep at this. My wife doesn't ask me for something. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pull off the tank, drain it, because I gotta replace the petcock. And I don't know if I have to remove these. I kinda saw a guy pulling off the tank just from here and here and here, or no, from here and here, maybe. There's only like one place that it connects to the tank, and I guess you can just lift the fucking tank right off. So I'll probably try and do that, and we'll see what the hell happens. Oh, scratch the fuck out of it. It looks so nice, got rubber shit on it. But I do have to get those valves, so these might have to go eventually. Oh, man, that's so pretty. Okay. So it's the next day, and I can work better when I'm not super tired after a long fucking day. And I'd gotten to the point where, oh yeah, I realized I had to take off the flywheel before I could take off the second piece of the case, and yeah, I could probably reuse the gaskets, or I can put on the new ones. Probably gonna put on the new ones, because, well, it looks like shit. Anyway, when I did get to the doohickey, you know, obviously I took it off because it was part of that case. And it looks like it was at about 3/4 instead of full or whatever. Because if you see where that right there loosens it, and right there tightens it, and it was pretty much coil bound. That spring wasn't going to pull it any further. And so, it was a good time to change the doohickey. You know, you never know what the hell's going on in these things. Yeah, but the rest of it all looks pretty fucking good. No fucking cracks or anything, and bearings are all good. I think the guides look pretty good still. There's no wear on it. I don't think there's any fucking wear that I can see. Usually you gotta pull it off to really be able to tell what the hell's going on. But to me, I think it looks fine. And I know it's only got 10,000 miles on it. So, but that right there, yep, had to be done. So that's the old doohickey. And a fun fact, they did do something to change this. This is the doohickey off of my buddy's KLR that I did. His was a 2006. Do the real compare here. Yeah. So between 2006 and 2008, they definitely made a change, because that is like nothing. It's like spot welded, like right there. That's it. And this one here is actually cast. It looks pretty good. It almost looks exactly like the Mike Eagle doohickey, except the Mike Eagle, like around here, is going to be, you know, completely formed and CNC'd. This right here is cast. It looks pretty good. All right. What do you know? Wow. It looks like a big difference. I can't believe that. Probably would have been fine, but it was just a little bit worn right there. It looks like they only moved it once, and it might have been loose right there, because the bolt is just worn into one fucking spot. And this bolt right here is worn in the same freaking spot. That's it. Like 3/4. That's probably where it likes to be. Alright. So, I'll button it up and finish it off today, and I have to get some more oil because I spilled it. See ya. I always like getting a video of me cutting chains and shit. Figure it's cool. Alright. Oh boy. I'll just get a little bit of an angle. That ain't gonna work. Maybe it will. Alright. Send it. Over there. Hopefully I got the right size chain. Send it out of here. Boop. Yeah, this thing was shot just about. The O-rings were almost on their way out. The rear sprocket looks good. Cool. And actually the front one looks pretty good too. Hopefully I got the right one for that. It's got this huge fucking rubber thing on it. That's insane. There's nothing at all like the one I got to replace it. Let's go investigate. So, let's see here. This is the one that you get from Eagle Mike. I think I ordered it from Eagle Mike. Yeah, Eagle Mike. They give you a DID 200 VX3 chain. O-rings in it. And it's just the same. Now you can see it's a little bit bigger. And if I lined up one of the teeth, then eventually they don't line up because this one has 16 teeth and this one only has 15. Let's just check to make sure. Okay, starting from right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this one, starting from right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, one more tooth. A little less RPMs on the highway, which is pretty good. And I assume that it'll fit in. Now this thing seems like thicker. Nope, same. Just has a dampener on it, which is kind of nice. I don't think I can get that off and put it on there. It probably wouldn't stick in anyway. Nope, not gonna happen. Nope. Alright, it's gonna go on like this then. No, I really don't think I can pull this off. Fucking rubber on there. Yeah. I tried doing it on the last one. I don't think it goes. I also don't want to fuck this up because it's a good sprocket and I could put it on later someday. Oh. Nope. It fits into some holes and it goes all the way through, so that's molded in. It's part of it. Whatever. Let's see how it fits on there. There we go. That's it. And I'll leave it off. I'm actually gonna clean around here because that chain left like rust and shit. Rusty mud. Great. Oh, I forgot. I bought the prevailing torque nut also, so I won't need that anymore. All right, time to start. Do a little bit of light cleaning here. Where is my WD? Okay, I got the late model prevailing torque nut, and I put back on the old thing. I got the new sprocket on. I checked the tension on it. I got it hanging at 2.5 inches, and I think that's correct. It might be too tight right now, but I'm of course anticipating it's going to loosen up. Put some Loctite on there. Let's see how this baby goes on there. Supposedly it's a better one. Oh man, it starts to get tight pretty quick. So I'm going to have to lock up this fucking back wheel. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that. I don't want to fuck things up. That ain't gonna work. Dude, that chain guard is serious. I'll figure out something. I could just put it in gear. That would be fucked up. You know what? Let's just see what happens. I'm taking a guess that it's probably a 27. That's also the same nuts over there. No, it's not a 27. Oh shit. I hope I fucking got something for it. Man. The old toolbox. I just keep these around. This one's for the oil plug, the oil cover on my Saturn. I remember the first time I did the oil, I had to figure that out. And this is a 30 millimeter, which I think I heard that it was a 30 millimeter. Oh my god, that's totally gonna fucking turn that. Can I just put it in gear? Yeah, I could totally put it in gear. Hold on. Alright, switched it, got it in gear. I'm just gonna torque that bitch on there. There we go. I'd say that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not fucking torquing shit down too much. So I'll bash it on and put it back in neutral. Yep. There we go. Come on. There. Nice. 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 And I'll just leave off the cover because who knows what the fuck I'm going to have to do. Get this fucking tank off of here. Of course, I put gas in it like a dumbass. I thought I was going to be riding around. Alright, got these in too. That looks like it's gonna be fun. Not. Shit. Alright, see ya. So I've gotten pretty deep. My hands are sweating because I just took the gloves off. Look at that. Steam. I took off the tube that goes down into there. I got the spark plug out. It didn't look too bad. It almost looked a little... I mean, I guess it's brown, so that's good. But I'll keep this as a spare, and I bought a new one. And so I disconnected the hose from there, and, you know, obviously that little pipe, little wire, undid this, took off the bumper, and I can't remember if I kind of had to take off the fan, because it was... I think it makes it like that much easier to lift out this cap. I'm gonna try to do it without removing the fan. And I know when I start working on the carb, I'm gonna have to undo the frame mount. But I'm just gonna loosen up these bolts, look at it really quick tonight because it's getting kind of late, and then tomorrow, you know, I'll either button it back up if all the clearances are good, which I kind of doubt, or I'll take off the cam chain tomorrow and then fucking fog, and take off the cam chain tomorrow and start doing all that shit. I forgot to, I think maybe I forgot to mention I gotta do the subframe bolt. There's just so much crap I still gotta do, but I'm not in a rush. I got lots of time. This is fun. See. Alright, now got it open. Yeah, I had to take the fan off. There's no way to get it out. It just barely squeezed out. And so I measured the valves now that it's on top dead center. And by the way, you turn it counterclockwise. You don't go clockwise. And after measuring them, they are a really near 0.1 millimeter on the intake and a slightly more than 0.20 on the exhaust, which means that the exhaust is good, very good, and my intake is like just on the edge of the tight end. I can let it go or not, but I think it's worth my time to undo it, and I'm gonna have to undo the cam chain tensioner. That probably needs to be redone anyway if I'm gonna be doing the valve clearances, but I'm gonna have to take off the intakes and see what number of shims are in there. So it's like all over again. I don't even know if I have to undo both of them to just get the one out. I think I could just do the one and then pull out the one cam. But I want to be riding this thing for like another 10,000 miles before I have to do anything. Yep. Got lucky there, but we'll see what kind of numbers I get. Alright. I think the universe is working in my favor. This is the right side, that is the left side. They were both reading like exactly 0.1, which is at the tightest end of the intake scale, and so if I move it 2, then it would be like maxed out all the way at the loosest part, but if I move it 1, it will be dead nuts right in the middle. And I remembered that I had a 265, and I'm quite positive that this is exactly what it is. I'll check it later to make sure, because I know I wrote it on it. It was hard to read, but I'm gonna do 265 and get rid of the 75 and move the 270 over to there. So that's how it's gonna be, and then they should be like awesome after that. Yay! Alright, so I'll be able to do this. I did have a 260, so I could have gotten it like down 2, and then the next one would have been a 265 over there. So I could have gotten it down 2, but I don't need to go that far. I'm going to keep this bike for a long time, and then maybe the next time I'll remember. I'll write these things down, I'll see what they're going to be. I'm not even going to pull out the shims on the other fucking side. I don't need to worry about them. They're right in the middle or at the max of where they need to be. So yeah. Got the new shims in, tightened on the bolts with the torque wrench this time with the proper setting. I already got this tightened back down because you have to do that before you put the oil tube in. And I checked my clearances and they are exactly what they should be. I got 0.15 on both of these right here, not a little bit more. At 0.8, the 0.18 wouldn't go in, but the 0.15 did, and it was like perfect. So that means that my intake is exactly in the middle. It's a little bit bigger than 0.1 and just slightly halfway between 0.2. So things are looking good. I'm going to button up the top end, and the next thing is going to be take off the exhaust because it'll help me do the center bolts. The redo this freaking thing. And then I could put the freaking crash bar on it too after I get the new muffler on. So yeah, we're looking towards the real fun part now. I'm not even gonna bother rejetting the carb yet. Like, no, like, you know, ooh, just in case or whatever. I'll just throw on the muffler and see what happens after that. I might as well have the crash bars on if I'm gonna take out that bolt. So yeah, button it up and get moving on to the fun shit. Get into those boxes. Jesus Christ. Alright, so, yep, all buttoned up. That's done. Put the fan back on. Now I'm on to the redoing the subframe bolts, and I loosened up the bottom two like I heard about doing, and I just took out these two, but the trick that I'm utilizing is I got the jack from my car, and it's just holding it up now. If I lift it up now, it'll push it back in, but it's just about perfect at the moment, so I can drill through that bastard and send it. And let's take a peek. So see, now I ordered two kits. That's the one for without a bar, and I ordered it by accident, but I'll give it to my friend because his crash bars are going to fit on differently. But these are Eagle Heavy Duty Subframe Kit for Tuscan SW Motec bars. Requires drilling of the frame. Yes, I know, and it comes with the bolts and everything. And slice this thing open and see, because this one bolt right here, I thought it was crooked first. It should just fit right through there. Yep, and the part you gotta make bigger is this fucking thing, which is where the threads are. So I'm gonna stuff some rags in here and make sure nothing gets inside the carburetor and shit like that. Now would be a good time to fuck with the carburetor, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm pretty sure the new muffler will run okay. If it doesn't, then I'll worry about pulling it apart later. This is pretty cool. Alright. Alright, now that hole to drill was a pain in the dick. I probably spent maybe half an hour, I think, drilling really slow. And I just cleaned it up and got basically all the little pieces of metal, I think. Only a few snuffing around, and I still got the sock blocking off the fucking snorkel and shit. So, I tested the bolt, it goes through fine, and it looks pretty damn well lined up. And I cleaned it out, I reamed it with some of my freaking pipe cleaners or whatever. And so I'm just gonna torque on this here. You know what? It might not work until the front end goes down. I hope I don't fucking... Oh, Jesus. Alright. Maybe my plan isn't going to quite work out so well. I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll lower it and then do whatever. I'll get it back in there. But, voila. And I'm just going to shove the bolt in and do some other stuff. Maybe get the crash bars on after I get the sides on and the tank on, but I just need to get this thing out of the way because there's a part coming in the mail to fix the 350 regulator rectifier upgrade because it was killing batteries. So yeah, I want to finish this thing up and get the muffler on. Dude, badass. Alright, moving on. License plate. Alright, now two things here. I took 20 minutes and moved the taillight and deleted the under fender. Pretty nice, got the factory light on it. And I got the through bolt back in there just to hold it until I start putting the crash bars on. That's what I'm gonna do after I get into this freaking 11-inchy thing here. And I was reading around the directions, and apparently this little screen right here is the spark arrestor, and it's definitely not in there right now. So I think what I gotta do is I gotta put that longer pipe on and then put the spark arrestor in, because I don't want this thing to be loud or shooting fucking sparks. So just take off 3 little bolts. And whoa, is it like glued in? Oh my god. Oh boy. How is this gonna come out? I don't want it to fall apart. What the hell's going on? I'll figure this out. But just so you know, I don't think it comes with the spark arrestor in it. See ya. Alright, I got it off. It just took 2 hands, but I wanted to show off the internals of this thing. That's the floor right there. But the tube that goes in fits pretty snug right into that chamber that's the other round chamber. And it clearly has no packing material in it, which looks pretty fucking nice. Just got a lot of mesh around there. And, yeah, pretty fucking high quality. So we're gonna see here. The difference is that if you have the spark arrestor on, that it needs to have this part right here sheared off. So get that fucking puppy in there. And, oh, you know what? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I think this has to go underneath it. Yep, that's the gasket. Gotta get this on. Shoop. And of course, my holes have to line up. Don't be a dumbass. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, right. Line up those holes again. Just like that. There. And screen spark arrestor right there. Hopefully the screws still can fit. Yeah, their instructions do not say what thing does what thing. I mean, it kind of had English on it, but I was like, whatever. Those are longer screws in there. Yeah. Look at these. So one with an arrestor and one for without an arrestor. I could totally sell that shit later. Right there. Yep. Yep. Make sure the fucking holes line up. They don't really line up, but that's okay. And there we go. Get one lined up. Doop, doop, doop. I should probably use Loctite on it, but I'm not. I'll find out later when it fucking blows off. Goes fucking flying. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. Oh. Alright, you don't need to see the struggle of me trying to fucking line it up, but that's pretty cool. Alright, Da Vinci. So, I got slip-on. Got it so I can actually get to that bolt right there really good to tighten it. I did retorque the head nuts and they were super loose, so that was where my source of backfiring came from. Now this bolt is going to have to come back off because the rear guards happen to use that bolt and they also happen to go into there. Hopefully that bolt is still going to be long enough. Maybe I'm going to have to source out some more hardware. I can use one of these bolts maybe, if whatever. But this one right here is the one that came out of this original exhaust one. You see how this is fucking loose? They give you a bolt that was probably the same exact thread as this, but you see the end? How it's all fucked up? Yeah, somebody cross-thread this. They must have had the muffler off at some point, and my fucking bolt is shredded back here as it went in. So I'm pissed that I fucked up a good looking bolt, and That one's not going to go anywhere. It's probably fine there just like that. And this thing is not moving. And we're just going to have to fucking run it like that. I can replace that bolt later if I need to. But this is junk. Junk. Fucking pisses me off. And I'm going to put the chin guard back on and try to put on the front guards. I have not even opened up that big ass box yet, which has my Tusk crash bars in it. Because I mean I can't even put the other crash bars on until I get the tank and the seat on. So I have a delay, and my buddy's coming over tomorrow, so I might have to put it all off to the side. Unless I get miraculously my new Petcock mod in. I don't want to take it back off again. Shit. Alright. Holy fuck. So I'm glad this thing came with instructions for the the crash bars. Probably the most important part that I missed was right here at the bottom. It comes with these little triangular brackets because the later gen model comes with this, and I think that's why they distinguish which one you have to say you have, because they might send you one without those. Anyway, yeah, because my buddy's Gen 1, his was just like that. But right here at the bottom it says, but leave very loose for now. Right here at the bottom, when you get down to putting on these ones, I had to have them, yeah, very, very loose. Otherwise, these right here would not line at all. And tightening these down is a bitch. I mean, probably what I should have done was just done one at top or bottom and did it all the way and then did the other. But I'm in the habit of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the spider pattern, and you know, when you tighten up this one, then this one right here gets loose, and then you tighten up this one, then that one there gets loose. So I had to spend time walking around the bike and tightening it up. But anyway, I got it, and then I snugged those two bottom ones up, and that one right there was pretty much tight the whole time with the prevailing lock nut on it. And they give you a good amount of space on there, I guess, maybe so I could, you know, mount the other bars on it. But I did notice something. My bars, I thought that they were going to connect right here, but they actually connect here, and I'm wondering how the fuck I'm going to do that. I'm hoping that maybe the leftover bolts, which actually are 10.9s, they probably would have worked fine for that in the original one, but whatever. I got the through bolt, so it's a super freaking awesome badass bolt, which has a thicker thread than this one does, it looks like. Anyway, maybe this will work in here. I kind of got a feeling it's not that thick. I'm going to keep these bad boys around for something. And so I think the new crash bars go here. And then there. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. I got to figure these things out. But that's on there. And it's strange because you think the bike is symmetrical, but it's really not. Supposedly the fairing was bigger sticking out on this side because somebody said that it's got the radiator on it. But looking at this, you'd think that that one was the bigger one. I think they actually evened it out and made that one bigger, because when I was sitting in the front of it, it all looked the same. And tomorrow, my buddy's coming over. I'm going to check and make sure his still working good. If it is working good, then I'll have him help me work on this one. I didn't get the parts to fix the 350, so fuck the mailman. I actually checked the tracking. It said it was out for delivery at 7:30. And then, while I'm dicking around here, at 8:30, it said it was scanned back into the office. The wrong guy must have grabbed it. Whatever. Alright. And I did get blue Loctite on all that shit, by the way. Just so you know, they're gonna go nowhere. Alright, tomorrow. See ya. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And the guys are already out blowing around the freaking grass and fucking mowing lawns and shit. So I'm starting to take off the fender because I'm going to stick the old fork brace on it. I got nothing better to do. Waiting for my buddy to come over. I'm going to look at his bike and see if I can figure it out. He was having a fuel starving issue. As soon as he got on the highway, it was bogging out and dying on him. And I realized I made a mistake because I only learned until I saw my bike, which hadn't been messed with at all. This little catch thing right here, see how it's full of fucking gas? That goes up from the air box, not the gas tank. So I hooked that up to the fucking vent tube that was on his bike. So I think that I accidentally plugged his vent and gave him vapor lock. So, whatever. This is what I'm doing now. Got the crash bars on last night. Fucking badass. Sweet. Una. Let's finish it off. I'll let you see it fall down. Huh. I probably should have left it up there until I was ready to bring it down. Now it's going to be in the way. It looked pretty cool down there, though. And that's going to have some lights. Yeah, sweet. I'll bungee cord the fucking thing up. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the fork brace on. Let's see here. Alright, so I disassembled it because you wouldn't be able to get these on without taking that off. And it actually comes with bolts on the bottom side. They thread right through there. But to actually add extra oomph onto those bolts, they put a nut underneath the underside. And I got Loctite on these, and I went ahead and greased these because I figured that will stop anything, you know, from them. They'll stop them from sticking, and I just like to grease parts. Any metal on metal surface, even if there isn't any movement on it. You could say that, oh, it'll make the fork brace shift and move, but I don't like putting anything on dry because that's just how I roll. The grease also holds it while you're trying to go get a fucking wrench. Alright, so I'll bolt this on and go at it. And I got it in. Still really freaking loose on there. And I'm tightening these things down in the crisscross pattern. And then I'll put the little bolts on the underside. Because I figure if the brace is really tight, then you know it's straight. Then I'll tighten in the brackets on the sides. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bitch to line up the holes on the fender. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to that. Man, alright. So back to the fender. I'm glad that I bought the JNS Engineering LED mounting bracket, because as I was looking at this, it says, oh, my headlamp just fucking died, that's gay. I was reading the instructions and it says you do have to scallop, and by that they mean cut the fender to get it to fit. I know that you even have to scallop the Cerbis one. I think I heard that the UFO fender you might not have to, but that right there severely weakens the fender, and I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm gonna put the bracket on, doop, and then mount it right back up its original place where it fucking should be. And I'm gonna run it like that. Yep. damn. So I got fed up with this thing being a little bit crooked because I tried testing the side cover on it, and the little bit down here at the bottom was touching, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I gotta loosen this and loosen that. And when I went to go take out the fucking bolt that I put in, I knew it totally shredded it, and it was the same exact one, but somebody must have taken off the muffler at some point to do some shit. Oh, you know what, they changed the rear shock, and I bet you they took off the muffler to get to it, to help them get to it. Yep. And they cross-threaded the old bolt that was in it, and it was shredded just like this. Assholes. And so I put in this one, and anyway, the frame that had the nut that was like welded right up in there fucking broke off, thankfully, because now I can just shove through. Oh, where the hell did I do with it? God damn it. Anyway, I got a replacement bolt, so I'm gonna do that and fix it and straighten that thing out. Alright, it's looking dark in my garage. I just spent the last 5 hours with my buddy working on his KLR, and we went out for a ride 1 time, 2 times, 3 times after pulling out his carb or adjusting the float. And I think I've narrowed it down to is I put that fucking aftermarket petcock on there, and it's just not pissing out enough gas. And or when I clean the tank, shit collected around it, and it's restricting the flow, and he's not getting enough flow. Because he can wide open throttle for about maybe 20 seconds, and it starts to die on him. And now, so he can reach wide open throttle fine, but so the bowl is filling up enough for it to get the gas in it, but it's not flowing fast enough to keep up with it. So he did order a new OEM petcock for it. I didn't want to spend the money on it, but I'd let him do it. And his was junk. And anyway, we're gonna go and fix that later. But it was at least, you know, a nice little bonding session, you know, riding on the bikes, and he got to see the fucking XS and try to keep up with it, and he couldn't. So anyway, now I'm gonna do these forks just because I got some fucking time and it's not really hard to do them. So I'm gonna bust those fuckers open, and I think it's the tall box. I think that's the one. Yeah, I only got left my Kronos dash kit, the headlight guard. Let's see, I got a relay for the light, a switch for the lights, the rigid D series HD fucking lights, and oh, these are for the Tusk handguards in case I fucking wreck it. And after that, skid plate, and I gotta make the petcock manual because I don't want to be having this fucking trouble, even though my petcock technically works fine right now. Just don't want to do it. I could always go back if I wanted to. Alright, open up the box and move on. There is the progressive springs. Da-da-da. Wow, they don't look as dark as I thought I would have thought. And they give you a shitty ass looking piece of PVC, which I'm going to make it look even worse when I cut it down with my fucking hacksaw. And some instructions. Cool, another sticker I can put on there. Mm-hmm. 3 inches. That's probably good for me because I need to know how long to cut the tube at, and 3 inches is what they say for the stock, and I could always put a different one in. 3 inches I think is okay because I'm not a heavy guy and I'm not gonna really overload the bike. I don't even need to go like 3 1/4. I'm right fine with 3 inches. If that's normal, I'm good with it. So I'm gonna go at it and measure this, cut it down, take out those old springs. Yeah, alright. In case you're wondering, it's a 22 on the Gen 2 forks. I'm gonna pop that off with those. So I just want to show this because I can't believe that I put in a 3-inch, but maybe the springs are just way shorter. And what I pull out is like this huge ass fucking 12-inch tube. And then I gotta figure out how to fish that goddamn thing out of there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's crap on it. Fucking AT automatic transmission fluid. ATF fluid all in there. I don't know if I got any extra that I can put in. Yeah, I'll fish it out. We'll see. I sold the CB450 and the kid's like pulling it apart, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Whatever, he wants to learn how to work on a bike. I guess it's fine, but I just feel like I make a bike, I rebuild it, I make it turnkey, ready to go, and I just don't want it to be ripped apart. He's showing me pictures. Anyway, so I can put this down in here, my nice little Magner doohickey, and I think I can grab out at least the washer, but what I'm curious is, will the what's this here? Will the spring be able to come out with that? Holy shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. This spring is a little bit thicker, I can tell just by looking at it. And it's definitely way longer than this one. So yeah, cool, good upgrade. Fuck, I don't know where the hell to put them in the meantime. Right there is a good spot. I just got ATF fluid all over the place. I might need to pour just like a couple drips back in. Maybe I should read the instructions again. Spacer, blah blah blah. Whatever. I know it goes spring, and then oh fuck, where the hell there? And then spring, their washer, which is smaller because it catches it. This right here is the original. Maybe I'll just plop that down there so I don't get them all mixed up. And throw the fucker in there. Yeah. That'd be nice getting to see him go in. I know the stiffer part goes up to the top and just drop that fucker in. Yep, it goes up a lot higher. It's a lot shorter. It's a lot longer. I got another cool sticker I can put on the bike. My windshield's gonna be covered up with tons of fucking stickers. It's gonna be badass. Bike is sick. There we go. I don't know if I got any more ATF. Let's see if I do. Ooh. Not really much. That's really all I need. The time has come. So I got the Rigid D Series HD. I'm gonna pop them open. So they had wires coming out, but I guess I'm gonna have to hook them up. Yep. My fucking recycle bin is overflowing. Look at these, and what the fuck is this? Is this the mount? Those are the mounts, huh? There's a meager little box of instructions here. So that plug, oh, the plug goes into the back of it. I guess that's kind of nice. Oh, and they give you a switch. Yeah, that's right. The switch is and a fuse and a switch. I'm going to get a relay, or I have relays. And I I'm not going to be drilling a hole into anywhere. I got a handlebar switch, so I got to figure out where the fuck to put that. My switch. I don't have room for this fucking box. But 5 fucking relays, just in case I ever do more projects where I want to do shit. And I got handlebar switch, so I can maybe mount it like right there, so I could reach over and be like, boop, you know, turn on. I hope it lights up. It should. Yeah. And I gotta figure out where to mount my relay. I think I could try right there. Is probably a real good spot if I just go boop right into there. So I'll get the lights on. I put the JNS on there. You already saw that, so hopefully the bolt will just fit through there. I can mount them low. The bolt won't go up too high. So time to dig into this and get started. So the bolts for the mounting bracket are kind of nice because they got the square head on it, so they'll fit right in there. And it's gonna go on there, something like that. But this bracket that they give you has this huge ass bolt, and I had to drill out the hole in there just to get it to fit. But luckily, I had the subframe bolts, and they worked out great. I actually used the biggest one to make my bolt fit. Yay! Alright, so I'll get it on there. So I thought I'd point out that I thought the complicated part was trying to get it so that I could turn the bars and not have things reef on things. I had some some nice protective loom, and so that way it's holding right onto the bottom of the triple, and it's not really raking across anything like the cowl or whatever. So those wires are sturdy and still, and they're held in right in place by the original wiring harness clamps, which is kind of nice because I know when I get into a lot of really old bikes, those things are fucked. And so I'm beginning by, I clamped down where I thought I'd have enough wire to get right to where it needs to go, and I spliced out this part right here, which is these. And I'm gonna have to cut these ends off because I'm not using that switch. And my switch, which I located over here, so I can go boop, 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 boop. No, I'm not facing it up. Goes out to this spot. And I've never seen one where, and luckily I looked it up and they had it on the eBay website where I bought this. Apparently, for some reason, the brown is the ground, which is weird. The black goes to the switch, or the switch goes to the relay. That must be one of the powers. And the positive is blue, which is totally fucked. And this is my write-up diagram because I've got this relay that has these colored wires coming out of it. And their fucking colored wires don't even match the diagram on the website. They were telling me that the white was the switch and this and that and shit. But then I look at it, and the diagram correlates to the numbers that are on the fucking relay itself. Those are what you use, not the colored wires coming out. I mean, I bought the one that had the plug on it specifically so that I didn't have to like put little jumpers on it, and I could just solder these wires on and go boop, pull that off. So everything is soldered right onto it, you know, and if I need to remove something, I can just kind of put and take that and take off my front whatever. So all these right here were labeled wrong according to the numbers that were on the actual switch, and I'm just hoping that it's gonna work. I mean, I don't use relays very often. I really should. I just saw what, you know, T2M whatever he said, and I was like, yep, all right. I'm not an electrician, my dad is. So I'm gonna splice them all in and get her done, and hopefully I do it right. All right. See ya. Alright, I'm going to try to lay this out in as least confusing way as possible. Because nobody ever says, like, oh, I did this to figure out the diagram. The way you look at this, it says, black wire to gold prong, blah, blah, blah. That switch is not the same as the switch that I bought. This switch is... the brown is the ground. The black goes to the yellow wire on the relay, that's the switch, and the blue is the positive. Who knows fucking why brown became ground and blue became positive, but the black is the switch. So, I deduced it down because my diagram showed the prong in the middle being the I think it was 27A or whatever, some kind of other sort of switch, but you don't need the one in the middle. And they didn't label these right. They didn't fucking label them right. The colors in the diagram that they showed on there was totally wrong, and so I had to look at the numbers on the actual relay. So the plug just helps me, and the wires help me because I don't have to put jumpers on them. I can pull them off in one zhug. And I labeled it as white is the ground, which is fucking weird. White being ground. And the black is the positive. The yellow goes to the switch, so the yellow is the 86 and goes to the black. Yellow goes to the black. That's it. The red goes to LEDs. The LEDs, this is the positive. Alright, the red right here. This one right here is the LEDs. Goes to the red. And so the positive power goes to the blue and gets spliced in and goes to the black. So the blue right here gets split, that's from the battery, and goes to the number 30 on the relay. That's the black. Positive the battery. And what the hell is the last one? The problem issue I had was the white. I did it without grounding out the white, and you need to have the white going to ground and going to the ground of the battery. So I had it right here going to the ground of the battery, going, Jesus Christ, right there to the switch. Ground, negative power. Okay, so, and it also splits off and goes to the ground of the relay. It doesn't matter if I splice into the ground of probably the lights, which is the brown, or that's the switch, or whatever. So it goes up to from the battery up to the switch. The brown is the ground, and I spliced it at the white, which is the, this is going to be so confusing, people are going to hate me for this, which is number 85. It needs to go to ground, needs to go to the battery. I spliced it just to make sure that it's going from, because it's also the ground for the lights themselves. And I tried grounding it to the case, didn't work. Tried grounding it to there, didn't fucking work. But I'm going to take it, I'm going to have to run a wire all the way back to the battery. Or I could just fucking splice this into the lights of the actual thing that's going to there. But I know that they'll all be connected in the end, but I'm going to run another wire and just run it all the way back to somewhere that's like case ground. I could put a little eyelet on somewhere. Then I know where the ground is going because I connected it to the battery directly with two of these. So now, when it's, I think this is off. Nothing because it's off. Turn the switch on.
Governmental cynicism. But that was the plan.
Ha ha ha. That is bright as fuck. And I knew that I would be able to see the difference when I did that. So, turn it off for now just to make sure. And this is all ready to go. All I need to do is just run a fucking ground. There. And just as I said, they mislabeled their fucking middle switch wire thing. And it probably could have been used in a different way. Maybe that's like their alternate, you know, switch on the power or whatever. And maybe I'm not even doing it right, so the relay does its thing. But I still think that it would trip it if something got pinched and fuck up my fuse that it comes with. It comes with this. So I had to chop off all this fucking garbage. There, and there, and there. There we go. I've said it before and I said it again. Maybe I didn't say it again, but lights and electronics end up being the most complicated bullshit. Just because it's weird to wrap your brain around. You know, mechanics are gears connect here and it only goes together one way. And electronics get chopped up in different places and then put back together in the same way. And the relay, I hear it clicking, so I know it's doing its thing. And at least the light lights up. I was worried about that. It just didn't work anyway. Well, who fucking makes brown the fucking crown? That's crazy. Alright, send it. It's fogging up again. Alright, so I like to think, and my dad taught me well, when you're doing electronics, to go overboard with cleaning it up. And I got this one tucked under here. I wrapped up the positive some extra. The ground doesn't fucking matter because if ground goes to ground, that's fine. This one is going to be for my auxiliary power, which I have not run or connected yet. And I would like to run it up under the tank and come up to here so that I can always, you know, mount my phone, which fuck, I kind of need to figure out where I'm going to put it. I'm running out of room. And the bar is, I don't think I can put it here. And I want that fucking switch so I can do that. And I might need to put it on the right side just to hold my fucking phone. I just don't know if I have enough room here. It doesn't matter if I block off that. And I went crazy and I made sure I strapped this down. The bumper right there should just be fine. That's going under there. The throttle still works fine. This right here is going to be tucked under there. It'll be a bitch to get to, and I'll have to take off the tank, but I don't care. Hopefully I won't blow that goddamn fuse, because I've done everything I can to make sure that the main power doesn't get grounded. That's what's going to cause it to short. And I WD-40 the connectors, and this right here is tucked in exactly where the electronics box is, so I think that's all good. Get that belted down. Snug, tight, covered, complete turns all the way. That's what matters. Yep. Send it. Strap that fucker down. Hopefully it doesn't come loose like it did in the XS. Cool. So I got fog lights on. And they are bright as fuck. I already compared them to the headlight, and it's like night and day. Now I'm moving on to the Tusk Aluminum Pro handguard system. Blah, 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 blah. I know I'm going blah, 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 but I gotta read the instructions, because they'll probably give me some really handy tips in here. Oh my god, and they told me I have to saw off the end of the fucking tube. I don't think I'm gonna have to, because these... I don't know if the guy put them on it or if this particular model just happened to have this on it, but these are bumpers for landing it down, and I greased them up, so I guess I gotta pull them off, and maybe I've already got a hole into the tube. I'm thinking that I do, because that right there, I don't know. We'll take a look at it and we'll see what happens. But, you know, another sticker. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was going to be at a loss because these had these wonderful Allen head bolts, and only an Allen head can fit into there. And I was like, oh, so it's, you know, this long, and what do I got in my bolt collection? And I found these, which would have been perfect, except you can't fit a hex head into the end of that bar stump. But da-da-da-da, God offers, and you shall receive some sweet-ass bolts that I can still do the ends on, da-da-da, and get in through the end of there, da-da-da. Look at that, it's about a ½ inch. And I should be able to still have my bar ends with clampy damp Right there. I know they're on the right way because the Tusk label goes that way. And also, it wasn't easy to take off this necessarily because I think I'm supposed to just remove that, and then the bolt right there just moves funny. But I don't even want to undo it. I just had to loosen up this and I wrenched it off of there. Meow. Doing it. All right, nothing ain't easy. I get the D Flex Pro handguards. I read the instructions. They're anticipating that you're going to have some handlebars that don't already have bar ends in them. So luckily, I thought, you know, oh, alright, I got a bolt that'll fit into there and the bar ends will still go on. But when you get this on here, oh Jesus, it squirts around all over the place. So when you get this on here, this doesn't really fit on here at the angle of these bars. It's like right there in the fucking crack. So if I want to get it on there in any such a way, this would be appropriate. I could probably get this to work. But I'm assuming that I need to keep that as straight as this as I can. I don't really want to angle it down. It doesn't matter. I punched a little hole right in there, and I still need to drill a hole into that to get it to fit right. Doesn't matter if my switch is there. It really need to go out further. It's not anticipating for this bar. Somehow, maybe an ATV bar or a wider set of bars would have been better. But these are the stock bars. I like them. I'm going to send it. I'm going to be able to do this and make it really sloppy. And once again, I'm going to use the nice little bit that I get with my subframe bolt. And I'm really happy about that. And then I'll do the bigger bit in it if I need to bust it out a little bit. Yeah. Let's send it. Uh-oh. Figure I should be nice. Let's throw some underwear on it. Try to catch a little bit of shizzle. Let's say not get it into the fan. There we go. That's better. No. I'm being stupid again. I'm just gonna take it out the end and do it. Dude, I had to fight for the money on this one. Alright, so leaving this part really loose. I still got this. It's Loctited in. Did I got to shimmy it in? I got some of these. I have like a whole bucket. I mean, not besides trying to save tons and tons of bolts. I got copious amounts. I save random pieces of rubber and bullshit things like grommets and junk like this. So I use stuff like that, and I got a grommet in there just to kind of give it a buffer because it didn't like the angle. Or you see that right there? It's, I don't know, like, I don't know how much degrees, but Loctite, 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 and it's on there, and so I can ride like a motherfucker and land this bitch right on the handlebar. As long as the handlebars don't bend, I think I'm still protected. I just gotta put the brace on, or the guard. These things are designed to be fucking shredded and broken. Right there. Anything comes at me, you're gonna be done. Yeah, actually, I don't really like the look of it that much, but it's not the point. The point is that this is floppy and this is for real. I'd be cool just riding with that. But at least this blocks the wind. Yeah. Alright. D-flex. Whatever. Send it. Got it in on... Oh, Jesus Christ. Watch this. I'm like an old man because it's up on the center stand. I'm in the... I moved that down, so... nobody can mess with me now. Yeah. Blast them with the fucking high beams. What the hell? Look, there's a squirrel! I'm having too much fun. Get the shreds. Jesus. Alright, I might just move this thing off the center stand. Wait, why do I need it on the center stand now? It doesn't really matter. It might help me get the gas tank on, but buggered around. Well, on our way. Oh yeah, the next cool stuff is the windshield and headlight cover. So, moving on. So I got the handguards on, and now it's time to get into the Kronos parts. This is the windshield height lifter for the KLR650, which is something that goes boop and then just kind of makes it bump up right there. We're gonna see how that goes. Oh man. And this here is the the awesome keychain they give me that I'm gonna use because it's the only keychain I've ever gotten for this bike. So that's my new keychain. The grill. Yeah, baby. What the hell is this? What? Oh, I ordered at the same time I bought the grill the foam pads for the tank. Those are gonna go on later. Stick back there. That's part of the dash kit. And what I'm thinking is that this right here has to go on first as part of the thing that goes up underneath the grill. We'll see. Hold on. So it said to remove the top windshield screws and I don't know, something else. Save the rubbers. I think this is gonna come out. And there's those screws in there. We'll see if I have to remove those too. The original washers, I mean, one of them fucking came off like that, and the other was still kind of attached like that. So I had to like wrench this off of here and pop it off. Yeah, so that's the original one with the decal on the back. Looks kind of cool. I'm probably not going to peel it off until I decide to dislike it, but that protects your gauges. Kind of nice. Alright, we're going to see where else everything else has to go. So to pull this off, save the rubbers and the screws for later. Place both the I don't remember what A is. A is the metallic lift base. A is the metallic lift base. That's this. Place this parts and unscrew A and parts and secure them both in the HIJ. HIJ. So you got some screws. They're all in there. Do not use the top screws yet. Alright, so I'm going to put this in place. That's the double plate part. Isn't too bad. Pulled off the top. Put these in. They're loose right now. If I loosen them. Two screws, Loctite. And now it says to take part C, and that I believe is the thing that makes it look like it's really full, and secure it in there with two of the top screws. I don't know which way it goes, if it goes on the inside or the outside. That I'm not quite sure about, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Jesus, I'll figure it out. Alright, so it says use the HIJ at the bottom hole. Do not use the top screws yet. Place the C in there. Now you can secure the three parts with the top screws. The three. Alright, so it wasn't clear. It just didn't say put the part C from in the back side. I'm trying to shove it in through the fucking top. Assholes! Can't just say take three, sandwich them together like that. Use it to whatever. Okay, so now I'm gonna tighten up the top. I already got the bottom tightened, and that's how it's going in. Because obviously I realized I had to make a pocket, and it wasn't quite fitting in together like that, and so it's gonna make it all nice and clean like that. Yeah. Ha ha ha! Just when I thought I had everything figured out. These plastic bolts and washers were for just the headlight mesh guard. And the headlight mesh guard, if I am gonna fit it in there, needs to go right there. And those were the first bolts that have to go in. And then the little backside dash plate has to go in. So, yep, when I get that in there, then it'll be sweet. Jeez, man, I'm freaking fighting for this. That's okay. Take things apart, put it back together, as long as you don't, you know, weld things permanently shut. But that's gonna look pretty badass. I'm ready for that. Yeah. Now I think I might have realized why they wanted the little plastic washers, maybe just to change that angle a little bit on it, but it's not going anywhere. It's got a nylon washer, and this thing's just kind of hanging there right on it to stop whatever, but it looks friggin' sweet. As long as I can get the rest of it on there good, we'll be fine. So it's, you know, back to the humdrum of shoving this in here on the backside, and lining this shit back up. Oh my god, what a fucking shit show. Alright, doing it. Just gotta put the windshield on, and a little bit of a bumper barrier. I think it's because I left the washers off there, but I know that I saw a picture of it mounted underneath. You get that damn windshield on there and see what the hell happens. Apparently there's an inner dash that's gonna go up above there, and I gotta figure that out to clean this. Okay, so the last part they say is that after you get the front figured out, and you know, it seems to be fine as it is, but there's a dash piece that goes on like kind of like this. Goes in there like that, so you can like really make a pocket right there. And there's a couple of bolts that go into the sides right here, which I didn't have time to line up. And this part right here has some buffers, bushings, bolts. Send it. Let me do that. So I feel stupid because I'm just gonna go for it. And I shove the tubes in, and then, oh my god, I don't even know if this is gonna work. See, and this is gonna be the problem. Like, oh, well, can I see where the fucking bolt is going in? Is it actually threading? I'll fucking figure it out. But I think it's going in that way. Voila. Alright, so I came to a sad realization that, you know how the side had the scuff on it and it got laid down one time? That, I think that was enough to bend the fender and the fairing on it just so that this one side, because I can't even get, and I know these things are symmetrical, I'll just put them on, that won't line up to me to get that in there, but the other side right there, that hole, I could probably just barely get that to line up over here. I'm not about to force this, just get the goddamn dash on there where it should be so it buttons up the one side to the other. But just to say, I could even tell when I was looking at the front that when I had, look right there, it's a little hard to tell, this under thing right here was like, this side's fine, but this one right here just barely would nick before this one would. So under there, I knew that this side right here was a little bit closer than that side. So I'm just saying, one little dump on one side was just enough to cause the whole fucking front end to be fucked. But regardless, I have the sweet fucking dash kit, and I can shove all kinds of junk in there, and I guess not much will fall out. It's probably because I don't have the Kronos windshield on there, but I don't need a huge ass windshield. I think this right here is fine for me. And I can adjust it, which I want it fucking all the way out. So why the hell not? Okay, I don't want to forget my key, but I guess this is one of the moments that doesn't really need to happen, because I already know the bike runs. I got it together enough for me to ride. I didn't put the side fairings on, or the side covers, or any other weird junk, because I also didn't do my block off plate, but I did a test and I put a little hose on it and I sucked on it, and this thing pisses gas like crazy. So I loaded up the carb, and I shouldn't have to sit here and wait like a dumbass. So we're just gonna leave it like that. And what I'm curious, what the fuck is this bad boy gonna sound like? I gotta like clean off my fingerprints too. Whatever. It's gonna get nasty as hell. Hey neighbor, you ready to hear this? It's not that bad at all. I was really worried that it was going to be loud as hell. That's nothing. That's nothing. Alright, let me go get my helmet on. I want to go for a ride. Okay. There she goes. Is it a he or is it a she? I feel like it's another guy. Then again, this is like wicked sexy. Smells. Oh, it's so high up off the ground. How does this work? Okay. Backfires. That was fun. I think that it's got more balls than I remember. I just went for the test ride and everything seems to be good. But I wanted to get the skid plate on. I did not get my block off plate yet, but it's running fine, and I just wanted to do it so that I could have reliable fuel. Now this thing right here, it says to use anti-seize. I got some on there. It does take a number 40 Torx bit for these freaking things. It's probably good that it's a Torx bit. I like Torx. But these little clamps, they sit down on the top, I believe, and then the nuts will come up through. And this here is going to have a U-bolt. Now, I've got this 3M friction tape, and I wrapped it around there so that the U-bolt isn't going to be reefing on the bar forever. And I'm putting the friction tape on these little tabs right here, and it also helps them stick a little bit. So I think that's a positive thing right there. They go on like that, so they can be sitting there. They don't move, and they're not digging into my crash bar. So we'll fit it up in there, and we'll see how it goes. I made sure this right here is going to sort of line up with the drain plug hole, and so I figured just a little bit like that. Looks about like where they're going to be. We'll see how it goes. It's on there. I had to tighten these up right here and I didn't want to stress out the bolts too much or bend the flanges a whole lot, and it's a little closer right here. It's almost like it's not square, but it's probably because I didn't center these two perfectly. See, they're a little bit off over there, but I don't care. It's on there. It's not gonna go anywhere, and it looks pretty awesome, and it's gonna protect my motor. That's the idea. Alright, next thing, sit and wait for the manual petcock plate, block-off plate to come in. After, I put some patches on the seat. Got some nice patch. Oh, that looks not like what I thought. I just want to patch it up before this hole here gets any worse, or this rip right here gets any worse. So I'm gonna cover that up and that up. And I got a nice seat cover I can put on it whenever I start riding. Petcock. Okay, so I'm doing the last mod on the bike. Well, not the last mod. I still gotta put the crash bars on and button the whole thing up. But before I did that, I just wanted to go for a test ride, and it runs great. And this is the Top Gun motorcycles. They sell a block-off plate with some new screws and a nice piece of rubber in there. This right here, I guess, is for if you have the California emissions or whatever, and I'm just going to shove a bolt into the hose from the old vacuum. But they do tell you you could do it with a little bit of fuel in there, because technically if it's in the off position, it just turns it off. But I'm going to drain the tank maybe anyway, just because I don't want to take a chance. I don't know. But I got to get the damn tank off the bike, so here we go. Oh yeah, and a side note, I had my buddy's old petcock, and I took the whole thing apart, and this was completely clogged, and this was completely clogged. This is the main tube, and this is the reserve tube. And I got it to work. I know it's working because I put my mouth on it or whatever. But I made myself a block-off plate out of a piece of like aluminum flashing, and I RTV'd the motherfucker on there. And this is an option for him in case he doesn't feel like waiting for his petcock. And if you remove the tubes, I mean, yeah, I guess shit could fall in there. I still got the old tube somewhere around here. Crap. Well, anyway, I was thinking like I could just take, you know, two of the tubes, make one a little bit longer and one a little bit shorter. So he's kind of got a reserve and a main on it, and he's got already installed an inline filter in his. So if he wanted to go with this, we could do it. But he's got a brand new OEM petcock coming in the mail, and I would advise him to do this if we find that he's running out of gas too soon. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. I think this one right here would probably work fine, except for the whole fact that it could get clogged up by shit right here unless I put a screen in it. Not gonna happen. So I probably just did all that work for nothing. It really wasn't a big deal. Alright, so here is my plan. I got the tank off, and I got this hose on the vacuum line, that one on the fuel line, and I've got it on. So if you pay attention to the hose, I already did it to test. Let off of the hose, it'll stop. I'm just holding back on it. This is so retarded. You can't drain out here. Alright, now I did two smart things. I got my mouth off the hose, and I just clamped it after I made the vacuum. And I opened up this. It was interesting. I could hear a little bit of the coming through here, but I heard more of it coming through here. Now that I know how the system works, it's actually kind of that little thing right there. I should probably clean that off, and that goes through the hole in there. And I can see the fuel level slowly going down. I probably shouldn't have put so much in here, but what I was thinking was when I first got the bike, I put gas in it and some seafoam, because I was thinking I was going to ride it around, and you know, it probably had old gas in it because the guy probably filled it up last year or something like that. So it's not a big deal. I'm just going to walk away and let it keep on filling. It's slowly draining into there. Just about as fast as it would if it was filling the bike on the highway. Or hopefully faster than that. So, walk away. I just started to get near the end. I had to tip the tank over and put it in reserve. And I think I got it about 4, maybe 3.5 gallons in there. This is a 5-gallon tank. So, I can now put it on off and undo the clamp. Oh, my hose is fucked now. Jesus, like permanently stuck. Nope, there we go. Alright, so now it's off, and off as far as vacuum goes. And I probably got it down about as low as it needs to be. We'll take it apart soon. So I got it in the off position, and I got my really good tool for cracking these things. Yep, that's it. Get the other one ready. Alright, so I put them in, got the gasket on, and of course it's Allen's. There we go. Not over tightening it, doing anything stupid like that. It's probably going to be good. That's the manual petcock override. Or the vacuum block off plate, whatever. I can save these, I'll save that. I saved the other spring and the diaphragm that was in it. And the only other thing to do besides put the tank on is to take this vacuum hose. It's on the bike. It's in the carb. It comes out of the top of the carb. There's a hole in the venturi right there. Right there. And I guess there's a vacuum line that goes somewhere else too. It looks like it goes... Wow, there's one that goes up to there. I'm just gonna shove a bolt in there and that'll be it. Well, to complete the last little bit of the build, I say it like it ripped apart a bike and put it back together again. These right here, I watched a video of a guy who had the same bars from a different company, and this company was cool because they're in the US, not in Canada, even though I probably should have bought them from Canada because they're way cheaper, but it would have taken over 2 weeks to get them. It came with hardware, and the original bolt in here, I knew for a fact wasn't going to be long enough. And it does, the guy showed it, it does go on the outside. And it does go on the outside. So, I remembered that these were the subframe bolts that came out of the bottom. They belong to here, I think. Yeah, that was what came from there. I'm replacing this one. That one right there was seriously only like maybe that long, and this one's at least another 1/4 of an inch or more, like a 1/2 inch. I perceived it more. Why don't I just fucking take it out? See what the hell happens. I didn't tighten it up that much. I just went for a little test ride the other day. My little cutie, she wanted to see me cruising. Hey, say, I love you, hug, hug.
I love you, hug, hug.
Aww. I mean, it's got a nice little flange on it, but you can see. Uh-oh, wrong size. Okay, never mind on that. But this one. I swear to God, it has to be the same. Oh. Nope. No dice. Okay, so I had high hopes. So I gotta replace these right here with something longer and similar. It looks like they're both 8mm. This was a 10mm. I know because that's what a 6 or a 5 look like, or a 4. Where the fuck do I have more? I got so much shit. I'll find it. Hold on. It's actually a 13 because it's probably like a 3/8 or I don't know, whatever it is, 7/16 or whatever. Oh shit. It's good. Oh damn. Oh my god. So I got done with my ride, but I wanted to put my ATV seat cushion on there, and it looks good. I had it just to protect my CX500 seat because that thing was mint. I'm just gonna lay out these things on there just to pew, pew, pew. Holy shit, it took forever, but I found some bolts. Hold on to those. I think it was like a 6mm, no, 8mm, and right into there. But getting this on, I didn't want to take out the suckers all the way. So it was like a combination of loosen these up, take these off, run the straps underneath, so now I can sit on and just be like super comfy. Yeah. Whoops. Starting to lose track. I got like maybe 60 or 70 clips, but this is going to be a big ass video or a couple of videos. I have come down to putting the Kronos parts, nice little foam pads on the tank, and I taped it out, you know, because I'm a professional vinyl installer, and there's those little, you know, you can use this right here to center it down there, but really what you want to do is look at the body lines and see the body lines. So I'm going an 1/8 inch in and 1/8 inch in. That way I'm getting the real center. And funny, you don't notice these things until you put something like this on that's symmetrical, and the seat is actually a little bit crooked. That seat has a little bit of a bulge right here for whatever reason. I can tell that it might not be the original seat cover, and that's why. And I'm covering up that junk. And it says to it actually came with instructions. I'm so surprised that this company has instructions for everything. And they say to heat up the tank and then heat up the pad before you put it on. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Got my heat gun. Heat that shit up, stick it on there as symmetrical as I can. That's nice. Actually, it had a piece of aluminum on the backside. I'm kind of surprised that it was like that. I thought it was just a chunk of foam, but it's laser cut foam with laser cut aluminum on it. So that is as good as it gets. Right there. Perfectly lined up with that. And oh, that right there looks a little bit crooked, but you know, you're not gonna be able to tell from Wall Street. So the other little parts, which I keep dropping over the fucking floor, are these side cuts, and they appear to go this way. So that one right there, I can totally just eyeball, because I just want to line it up with the previous one. You always start with the middle and work your way out. So I'm gonna do those now. Send it. Let's see if my tape. So, and adding to the badass contrast lines on the bike. That's fucking nice. So, unless it fogs up. Great. Awesome. So, I can get really close. This thing right here was like fucking like a half an inch out at least, and it looked kind of funny. And I was like, I thought it was going to come way down, but that's actually how they designed it. So it's to stop things from bashing it and crushing it, not rocks from getting up and in, I suppose. There's better ones I've seen, but I wanted the Kronos to go with the Kronos. This is a Kronos dash kit. I had this little tab from the guard on top. It wants to go under the Kronos, because if it was going to be on the windshield, screw that goes just into there originally, they want it to be close, snubbed up into there. So now it's flush with the bottom plate of the fairing, and it goes right up in there just like that. It just meant that I had to take off this and this and this and this, take out the windshield. I had to take this off, take those things, take the inner dash plate out, and then get to that fucking screw down there and take it out again to reset it. So I did that. Now it doesn't make any noise. I actually set it so that I got like an 1/8 of an inch gap right there, so it's not fucking rattling anymore. And this bitch is ready to go. Shine up the motor a little bit. Oh, it's just so fucking nice. I want to clean that up. So nice. I want the most clean bike that I can have. And look, now it just turns on and skadoosh. Yep, that's how a fucking petcock should work. Fuck that shit. I plugged the other hose. Nice, nice. Send it.
This is in the back looking righteous. In the tight dress, I think I might just hit her with a little Biggie 101. How to tote a gun and have fun with Jamaican rum conversation. Blunts in rotation. My man Big Jock got the Glock in his waist and we're smoking, drinking. Got the hooker thinking, if money smell bad, then this nigga big is stinking.